Leaving comments on somebody else's posts on LinkedIn actually increases the reach of your post anywhere by between 15 and 20%. LinkedIn does this in order to celebrate anybody who's spending time on the platform, helping them to have more eyeballs on the platform, which means that they're able to sell more ads and be a more profitable company. So that's their way to appreciate that you are being present, that you're commenting on other people's posts, etc., etc. It also allows other people to check out your profile because once you leave comments strategically, and this is something I'm going to talk about in this video, once you leave these comments strategically, they are checking out your profile. They're more likely to engage with you. You also have a good opportunity to start a conversation with them. In this video, I'm going to share everything you need to know about commenting on other people's profiles and also commenting on your own posts when you create them, because comments on your own posts also help to increase this reach for your own posts. And I'll show you a bunch of examples how to do this. And more so, I will help you to make this process as painless as possible right at the end of this video. So make sure you watch till the very end of it. Commenting on other people's posts. There are essentially three goals when it comes to commenting. So the first goal is to, before you're actually going to pitch something to somebody, before you're going to get into their DM box, it's really useful. My man Arno from Breakcold does this then all the time. So they would have people comment on other people's posts for a while, and then maybe 3, 4, 5 posts later, they will slide into the DMs and start a conversation. Seems a lot more natural. People are already familiar with you. They know that you're offering some value, so they're ready to hear you out. That is the first goal of commenting. The second goal, and I've already mentioned this, is to increase the reach of your own post. Yeah, so it's plain and simple, just this. The third goal is also about the business, but it's actually not about selling your service to whoever you are commenting, but it's all about building this relationship in order to invite them to form a strategic partnership. I had this done with clients where they would find some, I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but the idea is that you are going to find people that kind of communicate with your audience, yes, with people you sell to, and then you're going to slide in and talk to them and say, yo, how about we form this strategic partnership? But I'll answer that in a moment. Next question is that how many comments like shall I leave per day? We have a business schedule, you have to work, you have work to do. How many comments? The thing here is actually not too crazy. Anywhere between, again, 15, 20 comments will do. And again, I'll show you how to make this process super painless and as quick as possible. You'll almost spend like maybe 10 minutes of comments in a day. It's super, super little amount of time. How to pick people, what posts shall we comment on? Here, I recommend having like two audiences. I recommend having your ICP. Yeah, so these are actually people who you want to work with. Ideally, they should have some sort of an influencer state. So for example, if I want to work with an agency, my clients and agencies, I help them to sell their stuff on LinkedIn. If I work with these guys, so where do you go? I go to an agency guy that produces content regularly. And because for some reason, all of us, we gravitate towards people that we feel comfortable with, you'll also find inevitably like a ton of other agency owners underneath his or her posts. So this is a perfect place to leave comments. Yeah, because not only you are communicating with this person you kind of want to pitch, yeah, you want to sell your service to, but also other people that fall into the same ICP simply because they gravitate to this one influencer-ish kind of person. They also there. They see your stuff, they check out your profile. So you want to go that way. Say if I sell SEO to SaaS companies. So I want to go and find SaaS founders or SaaS SEO guys or heads of growth who produce content regularly, who other people that fall under this umbrella follow. That's the important part of it. The second type of person I would suggest you comment on is what I call an influencer. An influencer is a person that talks as well to the same audience, talks to the same audience as you, but it has nothing to do with what you do. In this case, an example of a SaaS company, say I'm an SEO agency working with SaaS companies, I am going to find somebody that talks to SaaS companies and get into his radar or her radar there. I'm going to find person, say they're teaching SaaS folks how to sell better. Maybe it's some finance guy who talks about finances for SaaS. Nothing to do with SEO, but they still speak to the same audience. So you want to go out there and also like, this is where you can form these strategic partnerships, by the way, something I just mentioned earlier. Yeah, you go out there and start leaving comments on the person's posts, then you reach out to them, form the strategic partnership, and then you can also see some people interacting with their posts. They see your stuff, they check out your profile. You can also comment on their comments if they leave any, and that's how you can connect with them. So you're kind of going through this like sandwiching yourself between the person who's creating content for that audience and these people that are fall into your ICP as well. And again, it sounds complicated, but in a moment I'll show you how to organize everything. Now, the next thing is about commenting on your own posts. I just did an experiment recently, and I do post that performed very poorly from like a month ago. I had it word for word, copy and paste it, and then I had like some friends of mine go in and like and comment on this thing. The reach has increased dramatically. So it went from like 5x, bro. It makes a difference. Yeah. So once you have somebody commenting on your own posts. However, once you leave comments on your own posts as well, it also helps the reach a little bit. It also helps people to see other posts that you have and kind of brings them inside your content ecosystem. And the more content they consume, the more they become familiar with what you do, the more they're likely to reach out, or they're more open to receive any suggestions from your end. And now I'm going to show you an example of one and only Jasmine Alec, because he's the best. He's the guy who came up with this, so we have to give credit when it's due. This is his post. This is the original post. And these are the comments that he's leaving underneath this post. You can see there's quite some data here. Like here's another post like, oh, help me to pick the next post for. This is some ideas. What I did is that we could always leave some comments that take people to another post that performed pretty well to offer them some more value. You can sometimes even copy and paste posts that you put together like maybe a week ago, not just have a link there, ask questions. Yeah, invite people to ask you questions, stuff like this. And don't worry, nobody will show up at them at the very start. This stuff creates the momentum and it helps people to see that you're legit. They see all this value coming in. They come up like they've got these memories of you afterwards. So it's this process will eventually pay off for itself. Now, how to actually go and tactical about this, how to leave comments without wasting all day. The first time you do this thing, you set up, of course, you have to look for these people. Remember, I mentioned the ICP and the influencer. Yes, you have to look for these people, find them on LinkedIn. What you do next is very simple. Say, I've got Jasmine here. For me, like going every day to LinkedIn, finding this guy, checking out his content, takes so much time, takes so many clicks. The simplest way to make this work is that you go into his profile here. Yeah, so once you're inside the profile, you scroll a little bit down, and then you get to this activity tab. And this is where you click show all posts. Now, LinkedIn is going to show you all posts. Sometimes it goes to videos, whatever the person picks to be their default setting, but you kind of want to go to post because it will show everything. Now you take this link. This is the link that you want. You copy the link and then you go inside here, your spreadsheet, paste here. And you can say like, for example, it can be your ICP or it can be your influencer. That's about it. Now I go on LinkedIn the next day, click the button and voila, I've got this most recent post that I'm just going to click right away and I'm going to comment on it real quick. How do you leave a comment? The best way to do, I've loved this method, giving it away. All we need to do is that say, take this line, copy it, and then as if you're quoting the text in this line, so you go here and you say comment, always write your hooks as one-liners. And what about two-liners? Do they work? And that's it. You just spark the conversation, you ask a question, and asking questions, people actually appreciate asking questions in the comments because then you can reply to this question and then lead the conversation further, which further increases the reach because you have more comments now. Okay, so you want to provoke people to respond to you, there's more likely chance they're more likely to remember you, to recall you. That's kind of the idea of comments. Now, onwards to you. Let me know in the comments below if you ever leave comments, if this video is helpful. Do you need any help with anything else? See you in the next one.